Let's talk about what happened with that deadly ship crash. I was terrified. You see, I was in New York when this happened.
Really?
Yeah. And when I got word the Mexican Navy had attacked the United States, I was terrified. Now, that's a crude joke because people did lose their lives, and everyone was making fun of this because they did not realize
that it was
an
actual accident.
No, they didn't realize people were on the masts.
Right. You could see them falling off.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So when I first saw the video, the first thing I saw was all the people on the deck, and then the masts break at the top, and I'm thinking like, oh no, I hope the masks don't fall on people, and they didn't. And I went, oh, thank God. Then I read like 17 people were injured, several critical, and 2 died. And I was like, wow, did it like fall on people? And then you see the actual video, and you can see all of these people strapped in.
How did that even
happen? Look at that. There's people lining the masts.
They just did not know.
It's like they sacrificed the bridge. Why are they there?
That's crazy. And then it crashed into the dock.
Yeah. Song works.
People are laughing.
Yeah. The one I saw, this guy was literally saying like, they did it on purpose.
It looks like it.
He was like, is that a part of the whatever they're doing? It's like a ship.
So that was a Mexican Navy sailboat.
Yeah, it's Fleet Week, right?
I don't know what's that.
Where they have a bunch of ships at the.
Oh, is that it?
Yeah, that go there, but like warships and stuff.
If that's the best warship they got,
oof.
Don't worry, we'll protect you.
Why are they standing up there? Do we know?
It was some kind of promotional display.
Terrible ideas.
Yeah, man.
Really bad idea. And they beat up the bridge, right? Pretty bad.
Oh, yeah.
Like a lot of stuff has fallen off.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, a lot of people got injured.
People were very afraid of the Brooklyn Bridge when they built it. And Barnum Bailey brought a bunch of elephants over it to prove that it wouldn't fall.
Really?
Yeah.
So apparently it wasn't supposed to go into the bridge. They're still trying to figure out what happened. What's with all these transportation accidents?
Yeah, it's weird.
It's like Trump gets in and he looks around and it's like someone's got to do transport and like don't. And like, let's give it to Duffy.
That's the Mexican military, so
Right. And the East River is crazy.
Like, when we were doing interview requests for the White House, I was like, we want to talk to Secretary Duffy because of all this transportation stuff that's been going on.
Yeah.
And the other secretary's like, yeah, no, a lot of people can talk about the border, but the guy who's in charge of our waterways, our railways, our roads, and our skies,
right,
with all these, the train derailment, the plane crashes,
right,
now this.
Right. All those.
What's going on? Are we losing the ability to move?
Well, again, these are the Mexicans. It's not our fault.
Yeah, but we're also not very good at it.
Well, fair enough. I mean, there have been some issues.
Was that in Baltimore with that ship?
Well, yeah, that
East Palestine with the train. There was a bunch of trains that year.
Yeah. That was a different administration, but fair enough.
Yeah. Well, it's not even the administration. It's like the Norfolk Southern was just a disaster. The way they ran their inspections of each freight car was dramatically shortened down to like 30 seconds. It was a total mess, and they could have avoided it.
30 seconds to inspect each
one. It used to be like a minute and a half or 2 minutes, and they were like, after COVID, there's not a lot of people.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, you just cut it down.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the sensors stopped working. Bless you. The sensors stopped working to show the people monitoring the cameras when a wheel would be on fire.
Sick.
Yeah.
Great.
And they didn't have to blow it up either. So there's just like a million things going against Norfolk Southern.
Yeah, and I mean that, like I said, that was Norfolk. I feel like Norfolk Southern was kind of an anomaly.
Norfolk Southern is the Boeing of the rail race.
Did you see that Schumer also blamed it on Trump?
Oh yeah,
no.
The Mexican Navy thing.
How did he spin that? How did he spin that?
Yeah,
he said it was Doge cuts.
Yeah, Doge cuts
from Mexico.
Trump and Doge cuts. Yeah.
Okay.
Good.
Well, as you guys know,
thanks, Chuck.
One of the first departments that got cut was Mexico.
Yeah.
So
the Department of Mexico.
That's right. It's a huge department.
Federal Department of Mexico.
So Mexican Naval funding was substantially impaired by Elon Musk getting in there, and
right. Without U.S. aid.
To be fair, that might not be a joke. Like, the federal government was probably dumping money into Mexico, just giving them money.
You know what it is? No, all of the stopping of the illegal crossing and preventing the fentanyl from coming in has massively affected the Mexican economy. Right? They're not selling the fentanyl. The cartels aren't selling the fentanyl, so they don't have the money to pay off the government and stuff.
Or it was a retaliatory strike.
Or maybe they were hiring DEI.
On the Brooklyn Bridge.
Still hiring DEI.
And wasn't it going towards the Manhattan Bridge next, and then a bunch of ships started a barrier.
Really?
Protect it. I saw an image of that. I don't even know if it was real. I'm just talking, but I'm pretty sure because it is right there. The Manhattan Bridge is next, and then the Queensboro, I believe, is right after that one. Not cool.
I don't know.
Brooklyn Bridge is a beautiful bridge. I love that bridge.
Mm-hmm. It is.
And the East River is.
It was only sailing for 5 minutes.
Wow.
Yeah, because it probably left right across the river.
I heard someone making jokes, and I don't know if it's true, but I heard someone making jokes about the number of women that were in the crew as well.
Was it a lot?
Yes.
Oh no.
Oh man.
But again, I don't know how true it is. I can't confirm that. I thought it might have been just memeing, but
Sounds right.
It's like that female flight crew that landed in Canada and like flipped upside down.
It wasn't all female. It was, I believe it was a female first officer and a male pilot, and they came in hot. And so I don't know whatever happened to that, but that sounded like pilot error. It looked like pilot error.
It seemed like pilot error.
So what happened with the plane that flipped over? Female was flying.
It was both. Yeah.
And it was a male co-pilot who was giving instructions. And when it landed, it came in so hot, the back gear, the back gear just slammed. Yeah. So then it hits the ground. And then when it starts spinning, of course,
rolled over.
It's a tube. It starts rolling over. Yep.
I heard she was arguing with him.
That was the flight, that was the flight that got hit by the
DCA.
Oh, the DCA flight that hit the shot.
She wasn't arguing. She was told by air traffic control to descend and move left, and she didn't. And then
she did.
And then the instructor said the same thing. Hey. And what people need to understand is we call that deer in the headlights syndrome. Okay, I don't know what the actual term is for it, but have you guys ever been with someone where you know that scene from Austin Powers where they're in the steamroller and they're like 100 feet away, and the guy goes, ah! And then the steamroller's going real slow, and they're like, move, and he doesn't, and they crush him. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's a joke, but that happens to people.
Yeah.
They're driving their car. The deer runs at it's like they get paralyzed.
Flight.
Well, like
freeze. Fight, flight, or freeze, I think is what
a deer will run to the road, and they just won't do anything. It's like, slam the brakes on. No. Boom.
Yeah.
I mean, how do car accidents happen in the first place? Now you put one of these people in a helicopter, and what do you get? She sees the lights coming in, and she's just like, I don't know what to do.
Freeze.
Boom.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably what happened with the Mexican Navy ship.
Yeah.
For real. They're heading towards the bridge, and the person, captaining the ship is like, I don't know what to do. We're gonna go right for it. And
I mean, maybe, but also
have they announced
ships like that don't stop easily?
Who the captain was?
Yeah. Wasn't it on a tugboat?
Have they said who the captain was?
On a tugboat.
It was a tugboat.
I thought there was a tugboat pulling it as well.
I mean, it would make sense. It had no sails, and it was a sailboat.
Yeah. Mm. So who was driving the tugboat?
Man,
it's a mess.
They
were distracted by all the women taking selfies.
I don't see anything about whether or not it was on. I'm reading Axios's write up on it. I don't see anything about it being on the tugboat. Pointed out to some mechanical issues that likely preceded the crash, but officials emphasized that the information was preliminary.
How do you not ensure?
I think it was on a tugboat afterwards.
At the height of the sails.
On Saturday, a Mexican Navy ship on a goodwill tour left a New York City pier bound for Iceland. 4 minutes later, it crashed into the Brooklyn Bridge.
Yeah, it was on a tugboat. Or it has
Here's
one.
what happened.
Yeah, what is
The
that?
Cuauhtemoc had been docked on the Lower East Side of Manhattan for 4 days, open to visitors looking for a cultural experience. As the ship prepared to leave on Saturday night, a tugboat arrived to escort it out of its pier at 8:20 p.m. The ship's bow, the front of the vessel, faced Manhattan, meaning it would need to back out of its berth into the East River. As the Cuauhtemoc pulled away from shore, the tugboat appeared to push the side of the ship, helping to pivot the bow south toward its intended route. The river was flowing northeast toward the Brooklyn Bridge, and the wind was blowing in roughly the same direction, potentially pushing the ship toward a collision. Photos and videos suggest the tugboat was not tied to the ship, limiting its ability to pull the ship away from the bridge. The Cuauhtemoc began to drift north, back first, up the river. Dr. Salvatore Mercogliano, who's an adjunct professor at the U.S. Merchant Marine Academy, told the Times that the ship appeared to be giving off a wake. This suggests its propellers may have been running in reverse, pushing it faster toward the bridge. The tugboat sped alongside the ship as it headed north, possibly trying to get in front of it and help the ship maneuver the other way. But it was unable to cut the ship off or reverse its course. All 3 masts crashed into the underside of the Brooklyn Bridge at approximately 8:24 p.m., 4 minutes after the ship had left the pier, causing the topsails to collapse. Crew members standing on the
falling
masts
off.
during the collision were thrown off entirely. Others remain hanging from their
Jeez.
harnesses.
Wow.
A New York City patrol boat arrived about 8 minutes after the collision, followed quickly by a fire department boat. Additional law enforcement and emergency medical services removed the wounded for treatment. According to the Mexican Navy, 2 of the 227 people aboard the ship were killed, and 22 others were injured.
Well, there you go. Looks like they were reversing into it. Thanks for checking out this clip from Timcast IRL. Make sure to watch the show live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Subscribe to this channel, and we will see you all there.